I was
Mm-hmm.
out, so and I didn't get to see the recording. We'll do that
Okay.
today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
No
not
problem.
aware about it yet.
No problem. No problem. Tanisha, I think you, Akhil, Aditya, I'm not sure, but you were there in the last class. What we have discussed?
The last class we have discussed about we have started with the employee management project, and we
Mm-hmm.
have discussed about the entity repositories and the service layer implementation. We have created some. We have also discussed about the DTO patterns and created the entities for the employee and department.
Okay, perfect, awesome. So till now it is clear for all. Yesterday class, is it clear to all? I still have doubt. Okay, so I'm assuming it is clear. So as a quick recap, we were just trying to create the DTO that has been completed entity we created for employee department. We had a good discussions over one to many to one, like when to use fetch dot lazy, fetch type dot lazy or eager. Then we created a simple two repository for the department and for the employee. It's just like we want some of the values from the employee, right? Like these are the three fields, or I would say a pre-built method that we want to trigger from the repository. Okay. Then we were creating inside the service class the AI. AI is a package where we will just have our LLM to do all the magic, and we will get. In order to do the magic, we should have some of the what I say things or rules that needs to be given to AI, right? So that's why we have created AI employee search service Java. So this is a service class. So I have annotated as a service class. Then inside this, we have a search prompt. So this prompt is basically we are just trying to tell our LLM, this you are a natural language person. Just convert whatever the queries into JSON filter criteria and return only valid JSON with these. So if I'm telling the valid, so these things, this valid and all, our responsibility is to make the validation checks. Okay. So role should be role contains string or null is fine. Department name string or null, join date and join before. So examples we have provided as well. And then we have initialized this chat client that is coming from the OpenAI. Okay, and we have two more things, employee service and object mapper. Okay, and then we have created a constructor. We call this particular employee service. I know we are getting this error because the class is still not available. Correct, perfect. So we have built this, and the price criteria and all, it is just taking care of whatever the response we are getting, and whatever the response we want to throw as a response or as a result. Simple. Okay, then let's move. So this is clear. I believe this is clear. And then we have multiple things. So now, yeah. So let's create now the employee service. Okay, we'll see the things inside that because we are getting error. We don't want this now. So let's create. It will be outside this. So I would say employee service dot Java. So guys, this employee service will just try to, okay, now the error is almost gone. Let me import this. Quick fix, import. Okay, perfect. So inside this employee service, we need to annotate this as a service, and we will do some of the operations that are required in this class. Okay. So first we need two things, because we are in the service class, so we need repository, right? So obviously this employee repository is important, and uh, department service is important, right? So private final department service. Yes, may do this import. Repository is fine, right? Quick fix import. Awesome. Department service is our class. Department service, yeah, we need to create it. So let's try first the department service for this as well, right? Okay. So now this department service will hold some of the detail because inside this employee service, we need, so this is how we are going to achieve. So this is our architecture win. It's not like I'm following the format. It's just like whatever I'm thinking to do in that one, it should be there. So right now the employee service was there. I felt, okay, the repository should be there in order to call. Then because controller will hit the service will hit the repository. So I added this employee repository. Then I need the department service because department and employee are interlinked with each other. So when I was trying to create this department service, I felt, okay, the department service is needed right now. So let's first try to create this. So I will quickly annotate this as a service. I will import this. Then I will do some of the operations. So obviously at the service department will have the transactional as well. So can anyone quickly tell me what is transactional? Okay, no, then it's fine. So this transactional is basically the application ability, as you can see, to control the transaction boundaries on the CDI managed beans. Okay, what is the CDI managed beans? So in simple words, you can say transactional basically equals to all DB operations in one method. Either it will get succeeded or fail together. Simple. This we call it as a transactional. Okay, you can read the documentation as well because in interview it might be they can ask about at the rate transaction annotation. So why are we using it? I will explain you once I complete this code. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, what is the difference in adding it to the class level or method level?
I was about to ask. Okay, so what do you understand? Like if I give transactional over class and over the method, what do you think?
So like, if it is on the class level, then it should be applicable on all the methods in the class.
Hmm.
And if it is on method level, then we can skip to method where it is not required,
Hmm.
and wherever it is required, we can add it.
Okay, so here in if we give in because we know right transactional can be used at both class level and method level. So Spring will follow the rule method level at the transaction overrides the class level transactional. Okay. So just let me complete this code, then I will explain you with an example, like why are we using like this. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just quickly complete this code. What are the things we are adding? Then I'll explain you. And I'll explain about the other transactional as well with an example. Okay, that's why I'm just trying to create this. So for department service, quickly tell me which repository I need to initialize. You all tell me. For department service, which repository I need to import it over here.
Department repository.
Awesome. Private final department repository. Okay, perfect. Then I'll create this. Okay, department repository. I'll try to import this. This issue has been resolved. Okay. Uh, yeah, perfect. Then we need something, right? So I will say like a public department response that we have created. Okay, once again, yeah. Then we'll say create. So if I want to create, it will create it. And inside this, we have create department request. Okay, then I'll import this department request. Then what is happening now? Quick fix. Don't we have? Okay, no problem. So in this department response, what are we trying to take is first we'll try to create a new object of this department. Okay, so I'll say department equals to new department. Then a simple operations will be like we'll set the name. So this department dot set name, whatever the request coming. Then we'll try to say return department, yeah, department response dot from, yeah, that's dot from, and then I'll say department repository dot save whatever the response is coming. I think you can able to understand what I have written. Let me create class. Why it is not coming? Because in this DTO we had it, right? Department response we have it, right? So let me try to import it over here. Might be it is not picking up. So I would say import. in dot, no dot, department response. Okay, why was the issue? Quick fix, remove unused import, but we have it, right? Well, let me reload this once. Okay, I think now the issue is resolved. Department service, yeah, now it is able to pick our service. I'm expecting now. Hmm, department response. Okay, still it has issue, right? I don't know why. We have this department now. One second, guys. Let me check. Okay, might be this spelling mistake. Okay, this should be department. I have created a department. That's the issue.
Yeah,
Okay.
T is missing.
Okay, fine. Okay. So this is, I think, just we are taking a response. We are creating. We are taking a request, and just we are trying to set a name. Nothing we are doing at all. A basic example. Then I will say transactional here, transactional, and I'll say read only equals to true. I will explain it again. Then I will create a list, public list, list. Then list will be of department response. Then it will be, I would say, find all, find, find all. Then inside this find all, we'll say department repository dot find all. Then we are using the stream. It's find map and just map from where the response is coming. Correct. So I think my AI is doing all the things. It's just like we only need to give it. Okay, then it's fine. List. Let me import that. No, ma'am. List and what? This. Okay. What? No, no, not. I don't need this. Do not import the longest. Okay. Read only true while the attribute read is undefined annotation type transactional. Okay. The first time I'm just seeing that read only is failing over here. Quick fix change to do. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Java for the annotation type transactional Java. Why this is getting error? I mean, this should not give, right? Let me see. Okay, I think there was an issue in this one. Okay, fine, perfect, thank you. And the last one, guys, is same. If I want to find by our ID, okay, the first thing is we are just seeing all the departments. So I'm using find all. The next one is same thing. Transactional read only equals to true. Transactional read only is true. Public department, depart, DEPARMENT. Yeah. Okay, public department, and then we will find by ID. Find by ID is done, and we are just going to get a response, or it will give my error like department not found with this ID. Perfect. Okay, so let's do a quick recap what we have done for this class so that you won't get confused. Let me open the editor. I'll quickly paste the code, and we will start debugging what we have done it now. So this is the basic service that I have created, and from next time you should also create it or think like this in the same way that I was doing the code. It's not like a pre-built code that I am doing right now. Okay. So the first thing is why I have taken this service. That's fine. That you know all the things like after controller. This is if this is my controller. This controller will hit the service. Perfect. Why I have taken the transaction. So here all public method inside this class will become transactional by default. So I want this service to be behave as a transactional. Okay, that's the first thing. I just want to annotate it. Okay. Then we have three methods that we have created over here. The first is create. Okay. Yeah, this is the create method. This second one is find all, and the third one is your. So if I write, so this is my create method. Then this is my find all method, and then the third one is your find all. So these are three methods, and these three methods are became transactional. Okay. Then you observe in this one what we have done is this very simple, not a very tough logic, I would say. 1 second. Yeah. So this basically what we are trying to tell over here is in this line, hey, please create a object from this department that you have. Please set the name inside this department because inside this department we have getter and setter, right? We have getter and setter. So that's why I'm utilizing the old Java legacy and we are setting this name department.set name from where whatever the request you are getting, just update it. Then after doing this, you need to insert it in the database as well. So you are saying that department response dot from where in this response, please save this inside this department. Simple. My work is done. Okay. Then second, yeah, tell me.
So in this department response dot from is there.
Hmm.
So like what else? Like I have first time I'm seeing this from method. So what
Okay.
are the other methods are there and like
Okay.
what it exactly return and all?
Perfect. So, so till now the line number three is clear. Okay. So
Yes,
see.
yes.
Okay. So it has three parts. If I need to show you again, let me delete this. Da, 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 da. Okay, so again, it's a good question. I was expecting someone should ask this. So this three part, if I need to bifurcate it, we have three things. That is your department repository dot save. Okay, that's the first thing is your department repository dot save. Right. This is the response, and third one is your form. Okay. So just assume whatever we are trying to tell is department repository dot save will so this department repository dot save department. This line I'm repeating again. This line, check this part. Department repository dot save will go has three part. This will go to return saved department entity. So this will go to saved department entity. That's the first thing we are trying to say. I think and you know everything because we have used this department repository dot save. So you know this thing. Then step by step, if you need to see. So if I say department save equals to new department, it is clear, right? So this is data stored in the DB, correct? So inside this, whatever we are trying to say, if department response is like this, assume like we have a JSON structure. So it will be like behave like this: department curly braces ID. Yeah, id id equals to 1, name equals to it. It will save like this, correct? Then what is this from? So from is basically if we want to convert, so we are converting entity to response DTO. We are converting entity to response DTO. So from is basically is a static factory method. Okay, from if I tell you a good thing about this from, this is a static, I would say factory method. Okay, and it's very important, static factory method. So while you're building a production level, these things are very important. Okay, so from, if I need to write a code again in order to understand you or in order to tell you, is assume like my code is like this: public record department, I'll say department response. Okay, and this if I say long ID comma string name, I'll close this. Then I'll start again from here. Whatever thing, assume like public, uh, 1 second, yeah, public static, my department response from where I would say from department D. I'll close this, and I have created one method like return new department response, and there I'll just pass d dot get id, something like this if I've created the id. So if we call, so if this, what are we doing over here? The first thing is, where is that? Yeah. So the first thing is we have created this record that we explained in the last class. Then we have long ID and string name. I have created one static method. In this static method, I am just calling whatever the things you are getting, department.getID, department.get name. So if we say department response dot from department, okay, if I say department response dot from department, then my code will understand, like, please convert, this from will say convert department object, department object, department object into department
Response.
response. Exactly. Response.
So, like whatever fields are
Mhm.
required in the response, it
Yeah,
will just set those fields from the department object and return.
exactly. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I think new thing today you have learned.
Yes.
Okay. Other common names also we can use, like we can have dot off, we can use the for from I have used here, but the second thing that you can use is off as well. So basically off, if I say, so it will create object from the value. So off is also very important. I think you have seen this value dot off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So second, we can also use that. Map, we can also use that. Third thing is from, then alternative is map. We can also use this map. Then inside the entity, we can use two DTO function as well, two DTO function as well. So I remember like two to three, and I think the fifth one is very common also, entity. So sorry, for converting entity, it should be, what was that? I think convert is the method, not sure, just check that. Convert is also method if you want to convert it. Okay, so department dot response dot convert department. So these are the things we can
So,
use
yeah.
it.
So for using all
Hmm,
these, like,
hmm.
have we any like imported any library or dependency, or it is inbuilt in Spring?
Okay, so you're saying that for using, I think it is a inbuilt. I think, let me see as well. Okay, because I think it from is I mean, from is not any Spring feature. Java built-in method is our own method, like we can use as well. So if I show you,
Mhm.
where is that? Yeah, this from, right? So we have
Yeah.
this, right, from the department response. This
Okay, so
we
we
have
have
created.
created it by own.
Yes, 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 exactly.
Okay, okay, okay. I
Yeah.
thought it we are using any built-in.
No, 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 not like that.
Okay, okay, got
Clear? Till now it's clear?
sure, sure.
Okay, perfect. So I think we are good with this department service and it's now been closed. Let me remove this parameter issue. Department service is done. I'll quickly go to this. Then we have this employee service where everything, all the things we will do. And two method I will create, two methods you all need to create it, and then I will start with the class or else I'll stop it. Seriously. So inside this, again repeating, for the employee service, we need two things. First thing is repository of this employee. Second thing is department service, where we have some of the operations, three things: create all, find by, and the third one is find by ID, find all, and the third one is to create the department. Simple. Okay. So what I need to do, I will simply say call this constructor. Perfect. That is done. Then I need to create this employee response as well. So I'll say public employee response create. I mean, I love this AI feature, man. Whatever the things I need, it is just creating it. I mean, it's very good. Okay, so what I have created, public employee response template is ready. So see, AI is just trying to create the template, but we as the architect person, we need to make sure everything will get aligned. Okay, so fine, create employee request is there. Request, I'll call again the same thing we are patterning, department equals to find by ID. So I'll first try to find by ID. Then I'll create a new class. See, now he knows what I need. So in order to create it, first it will try to find ID, then employee. I'll try to import this employee equals to new employee. Perfect. Then I'll set the name, role, team, join date, and department. So set name is fine. Set role, I would say email it's fine, but I would give dot set role. Yes, then request dot role, perfect. Then I would say set team. So it will be like set team, and in this setting I'll say request dot team, perfect. Then I'll give employee dot set joined date. Then I'll give over here request dot joined date. Yes, perfect. And department. So I'll say set department, employer just set department. Okay. Then I need to return is as a response. So again, employer response dot from, please convert into the same employee. We are done with this. Create.
So department is not coming with the request, employee request.
Uh, okay, perfect. So this department, we are setting it from this department, right? And we are
Mm.
finding with the ID. It will just set whatever the ID it has in the employee. Okay, because we are parsing this already over here. So what will happen in this request if I say that we need to create a request, right? So the request is two. So in this department, we call the service find by two, whatever the two HR. So it will call over HR and it will save it over here. Because we are
Okay.
this request, yeah, anything you can do, you
Okay.
can
Okay.
parse this as well, here as well. It's both are
Okay.
acceptable.
Mm.
Okay. Then a very basic thing. I just want to complete this and you all are going to tell me how. Okay. I give you 5 minutes, do not worry. Here, and then I'll give you need to create find all for this. Find all. Okay. Find all for this, and you have everything. Okay. Just I want what you need. I can provide you. The find all is the method that you need to complete it right now. Then the mapping will be it should come it should come from employee response. Okay. And you can use this interface as well. No problem. Okay. 1 second. I'll also try to complete this. 1 second. Getting some error over this. Wi-Fi has issue. Da, 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 da. Okay. So operator, method operator, you can use employee response from and you need to complete it. The time is 13:33. I'll just assume you will do it in 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. So you all just send your response in the chat. You got the question? All of you?
So we
Guys,
have
is it?
to
Hmm.
find all the employee, and
Yes.
we have to find all the employee,
Hmm. Public list of employee.
and we have to
But
return the employee response. Correct.
yes, yes. So this you need to complete it. Okay, I got one response. Perfect. Okay, let me completed this. So what you have done? Public list. Okay, fine, fine. Hmm. Okay, so you have done this. Hmm. Okay, list of employee. Let me quickly import this list and this find all. So in the employee response, so it should be a list of response. Okay, employee response. Then we are finding all. Perfect. Then we are returning this employee repository dot find all dot stream dot map. Yeah, I mean this we can do. Or second thing, what we can do dot map, and we can use this operator. What we call this operator? I'm forgetting this name.
Method reference.
Method reference something, right? Yeah. And then we are say to list. Okay, this is the required thing. Perfect, awesome, great. Then we forgot the one thing that is very required. What is the first thing that we forgot? Tell me quickly. At the rate transaction, correct? So there also we need to provide at the rate transactional. Okay. Then if I say transactional, the second thing is read only true.
So like
Hmm.
here we are only doing the read operation, right?
Yeah.
So in this also transactional is required.
Yeah, I mean, you can give, yes, yes. So what will happen now that in
Mm.
some of the cases, it may violate the DB constant. That's why transaction should be there for atomicity, I would say. Okay, so it's the
Okay.
very best practice to give
Like
this.
what is the advantage in adding it for read only method?
Okay, so what do you think? So we'll just ask, what do you think? What is the advantage?
Um,
Hmm?
like for read only, like I'm not
Okay,
getting that why I
okay,
like
okay, okay.
good
Hmm?
coding practice may be the one,
Okay.
so
What
that we
about
don't
another
forget
folks?
while writing
Checking.
right methods.
Okay, what about another folks? I'm not listening any other voice. What happened, guys?
Yeah, sir, transactional, I just missed that part, so I
Hmm.
um like don't understand. Like, if we don't use transactional, then what will happen?
Okay. So see, what is? I mean, it's again a good point. Why should we write this transaction? So I'll explain it again. So first we know, right? This the use of the transactional. I think everyone now knows transactional. Zoom in. Transactional. Okay. And if I say read only equals to true. So yes, these are the two parts. Whether you see it's a good thing or not, but it is used because this method will only fetches 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 data and does not modify anything. That's the first thing. Okay. So if I implemented over find all, it will just perform a one thing. The operation in the backend will be what would it will perform? Select star from employee. That's the first thing. If you are using this transaction annotation, there should not be any insert, any update, delete. Okay. So if I ask about, if I tell about the advantages of using this, using read only equals to true has many advantage. Okay. And again, this is from your interview part as well. Might be they can ask what is transaction, and it is very common question. Okay, the first thing you should say, it provides a better performance. That's the first thing. Okay, better performance. Why? Because Hibernate normally tracks every entity for changes. So this is called a dirty checking. Okay, if I go deep down on this better performance, what Hibernate does? Hibernate for every operation. Hibernate. Okay, sorry for this uh, alphabet exchanges. Hibernate. What happened? It tracks. What it tracks? Every entity, every entity for changes. Okay, and we call this is at a as a dirty checking. Always remember. Someone will say, "What is dirty checking?" You should say Hibernate tracks every entity for the changes, and we call it as a dirty checks. Okay. If I say that without, if you say read only, I have this right. Without read only equals to 2, what will happen? In this case, Hibernate will check, always check, and it will not check, it will always check, did did everything, did everything change? Yes or no? Okay. So what will happen with read only? Hibernate skip unnecessary tracking. Okay. If I say with dirty checking, sorry, this dirty checking will get resolved and it will skips unnecessary and e doubles n e n. What is the spelling of this? UNNECE double SARY, unnecessary tracking. Okay. So what is the advantage? Why I say better performance? Because if we are doing this, then our memory plus CPU will increase. CPU will get increased and it will improve this particular thing. Okay. Second thing is it will prevent from, that's a very common thing, accidental change. Okay, because we are just doing this read only transaction, updates are discouraged. Okay, third thing is we can say it is helps in the database optimization as well. Database optimization means some database optimize read only transaction. So example is like fuel logs, optimize execution, then reduced overhead. So there the database optimization it can help. Okay, and the good thing is, the fourth thing is, I would say it's a good practice and service. Simple. Anyone a doubt? Yeah, tell me.
Can you explain like this one thing? Like track every entity for changes.
Hmm.
Like what exactly it means? Like how? Suppose we are doing select star from employee.
Hmm.
Okay. So like if we do read only, uh, how it will check for entities changes, and if we don't add read only true, then how like it will behave.
Okay.
Can you explain little more?
Okay. So see, better perform. What is you? So what is happening? Simple. Just assume over here. The first thing understand is the dirty checking. Okay. Hibernate has a feature of, I would say, a dirty checking. Dirty. Uh, yeah. Dirty checking. So basically, this dirty checking says that, okay, whatever the things Hibernate are seeing, it will automatically watches every entity objects. It will watch. The first thing is it will watch whatever the entity we have. Okay. So if I need to
So,
write it over here,
so apart
so
from employee, also if you are doing select star from
yes,
employee, it will check for department and other entities as well.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Then entity object is there. Hibernate will watch it. So what will happen if we say that now here if I say that uh, employee dot set name. If I say employee dot set name and I am just assigning a name as Rahul, okay, then what was happening over here? Employee name, employee object is there. Then we have this employee dot set name. So Hibernate detects object become dirty, modified. Correct? When Hibernate detects object became dirty, because Hibernate already have seen this. Correct? Because it has modified. We are setting the name, so we are modifying it. That's the first thing. And automatic updates DB during transaction commit. Okay, and it will automatically updates DB during transaction commits. Okay, this whole process we call it as a dirty check. Okay, that's a feature, I would say, of the Hibernate, and Hibernate loves this. Okay, if we say, now let's take an example. So if I say again, if I try to write a text over here, or let's say a chat is fine, without read only true. Okay, what will happen? So assume we have a code and we are just setting at the rate transactional. Okay, at the rate transactional, and we are continuing with the code. Assume like this: public void demo. Okay, inside this demo, what I am going to do is I'll just say employee em equals to or let's say let's find from this employee repository dot find. If we try to find by its ID, 1L, assume long dot get whatever the first thing we are getting. Then after finding it, what to do, employee dot set name. Till now it's clear to all. Till now it's clear what I'm doing.
Yes.
Okay. So here I have not used any what I say, read only true. Okay. Then transactional. It should be transactional, not transaction. What happened internally? Very important. Okay. Very important. Step one. Let's go step by step. Step one is fine. Step one. Okay. So step one is we are gonna fetch the entity. So it will fetch entity. Okay. Then fetch entity means Hibernate will load. What Hibernate will load? Hibernate loads employee. Okay. After that, employee it will find as a list or something. Employee and curly braces. I will give like ID equals to 1. Your name equals to Aman. Assume we have this. Okay. When it loads, we have this Aman and name. Okay. And it will store the snapshots. Stores snapshot internally. Internally. Okay. Perfect. This one is completed. Then original snapshot is, or if I tell you the original snapshot, so original snapshot has a name of Aman. Correct? Has the name Aman. Aman. Why? Because again, why? Because our like this, yeah. Because tell me, Hibernate, the favorite person, what it will do? Compare later. Wants to compare later. That's why it's stored in the snapshot. And it's a good mechanism, I would say. Now what happened in the step 2? So this was the step 1. Step 2 means something got changed, right? So object changes. We set from Rahul to Aman. Sorry, Aman to Rahul. So object changes. Okay. So when object changes, employee dot set Rahul. So we are saying that em dot set name as Rahul. Then what will happen? What will happen? Object will become like this. Employee name is Rahul. Okay. Now this has been modified. Object becomes. If we do that, the third thing is the transaction commit. And I'm telling you the procedure as well in the backend, how everything is working. So again, this is a new understanding and of how backend works. Okay. Something if I continue might get missed. So, but this is step by step. It's very important. So please check check that as well. Transaction commit. So before commit, what happened? Before commit, Hibernate. Before commit, what will happen? Hibernate will come. Hibernate says, I'll compare it. So Hibernate compares. What it compares? Original is Aman, right? Current equals to Rahul. Perfect. Hibernate is good. Now difference found. Okay, difference is there. Then Hibernate will execute the query. So it will execute the query. After executing, what it will do? Update employee and whatever the set name we have, it will do an update execution. Okay, so you never wrote any update. This is a dirty checking magic. Okay, you never did anything, you just set the name. So this procedure I would say is a called a dirty checking magic. Simple. And I love this. Sometimes I hate this, but yeah, dirty checking magic. Still now it's clear without read only.
Yes.
Okay, now the actual problem starts from here. Just imagine if we have the read API, okay, read APIs. Okay, now imagine this method again. If I say at the rate transactional, and if I say public list of employee, and I say find all, inside this I'm just trying to return employee repository dot find all. Okay, find all. This is the method I have written. This is a read API. Suppose my DB has 100k employees. Assume, okay, 100k employees if we have. What Hibernate will Hibernate starts its magic now. Okay. Mm, oh my god, yeah. Hmm. Hibernate starts the magic. So Hibernate now what it will do? Some steps. Now, first step is it will loads all the entities. That's the first thing. Second thing is it will stores snapshots for all. Third thing what it will do, tracks all for changes. It will track all the changes. Even though you only want to read the data, the biggest flex is you just want to read the data, correct? You just want to read data, right? But what it did, it load all the entity, stores this snapshot, track all the changes. So this will do something, and the something is memory consumption, CPU, and comparison overhead in the Java will increase. Comparison over, not head over, overhead will increase, right? So this is the biggest, I would say, issue if we are trying to deal with this at Hibernate issue. That's why we make it as a read only true. Same thing if I give like copy this, okay, and if we add, where is that? Yeah, add transaction, and then if I say that read only equals to true, okay, then it will do something. Like what Hibernate will think, okay, now I found the method, what I need to do, right? What I need to do. So Hibernate will simply say this method, whatever the method is only for reading. So I am not going to waste my time. No need to track the changes. So it will skip all the procedure like snapshot, skip dirty checking. Then memory users will also be increase and decrease, and performance will be high. Clear? Not clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Everyone, are you getting this class or it is bored?
So I am getting it. Good.
Okay. What about Tanisha and all? Service class is clear. The two methods that we created.
Yes. Uh, what if we don't provide an at the rate transactional? It will work like read-only operations only.
No,
If we
sorry,
don't
sorry.
provide the annotation,
Hmm.
normal method, if we provide it for read-only operations, if we don't create an, we provide an annotation, it should work, behave read-only true itself, right?
No, still I'm not getting. If we don't provide
Means if we
transactional.
don't provide a transactional annotation over for the read-only operations, so what will
Hmm.
happen in that cases?
Okay, you are
So
saying that for a
we
method.
require the transactions whenever we want to update or save the data. For the read-only operations, why we will create a transaction?
Okay, good question. So if we don't provide the transaction for read operations, the method will still often work, but but there are differences. Okay, so what will happen if I give like a list find all? So where we was, let's see, this one, right? So what will happen? This can still fetch data successfully, but what happens without this? So assume if I want to find, it will call my JPA repository, and like Spring data basically the methods themselves are transactional internally. Okay, again repeating, Spring Data JPA repository methods themselves are transactional internally. So, for example, if you give employee repository dot find all, it will already learn with a default read only transactional. So, basic read works fine. Then why do we need to add the transaction read only at the service layer? Because service layer transactional gives proper transaction boundary, lazy loading support, and I would say consistent session management optimization for a whole method. That's why we use transactional read only true. Now it's clear, everyone. So I would say do a good research at your home as well. Why have you used it? Okay, because if we are building a production level code, so these important things or these small things can create a large gap between a good architect or a normal person who is just trying to create a application. Okay, so yes, so will it break it without it? Simple question, query, no. Complex application can cause lazy initial exception, multiple transactions, unnecessary session opening, inconsistent reads, and I would say debugging will be harder. So best practice is what you need to do, add in the inside the service layer transaction read only equals to true. Okay,
Yeah.
clear.
So one thing, transaction we have read it also works as a proxy. Like whenever we try to load some get some data, so it basically works like a proxy. So is that related, or is that true, or like?
Transaction works like a proxy. Okay. So yes, exactly. So what happened? The transactional it will use a proxy based mechanism. What as far as I understand. So what will happen if you write like save employee? If you an annotation is added transactional. So Spring does not call your method directly. Okay. Instead it will create a wrapper proxy object. Okay, around your classes. So think like this: you call a service object, but Spring gives you a proxy object. Proxy will decide whether so it's a temporary, you can say whether I need to start, commit, roll back the transaction, then it will call on the real method. Okay, so this is proxy is basically inside a transactional, and this proxy we call it as a wrapper object.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, see, well, let's move ahead. Already we are lagging a little bit, but it's fine. I mean, again, I told you the question if you ask, and it should be clear. So that is the main agenda for me as well.
One more question regarding
Hmm.
transactionals only. So
Mm-hmm.
suppose we add transactional, and from that function, like we have added on a function, and
Hmm.
from that function we are calling another function, and then we are trying to do any transaction. So how, like it doesn't follow the transaction principle, right? So why so?
Okay, so you're saying that if we add the transactional on a function
Hmm.
and we are calling any other function.
Yeah, suppose this find all function is there.
Hmm.
In line number 41, instead of calling repository from here, I will write a function, another function saying, okay, get all employee info. And that all info employee is another function in the same class. Like we have. And from that all info function, oh, get all employee function, get all employee info function, I am calling this repository dot find all. So does it also
Okay,
follow the transactional or not? If we have not added on the class level,
okay.
and what if
Uh,
we have added on the class level, and so in both the scenario, like
mhm. Wow, I mean, it's a good, I mean, yes, a good thing. I mean, class level, okay, okay, or not. I mean, it's a good thing. Let me think
like
about
it
that.
is asked to me in a recent interview. That's why I
Okay, okay,
collect. Yeah.
okay, okay. So just understand what a Spring transaction behavior. Okay. So it's all about proxy plus method calls inside the same class. Okay. So you're saying that assume we have a, assume like we have a service, get all employee ID. So I'll just quickly create over here. Let me give a pause. And I would say we have a service class. We have at the rate transaction first thing. Okay. With at the rate transaction.
Yes.
Okay. Transaction. And guys, it is very important. I mean, I am loving this class with this much of concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for asking. But
No. I mean, no. Don't be sorry. I mean, it's a boot camp, right? So you can ask multiple questions. And I'm from the first class. I'm telling I need questions to answer. It's just like I'm just telling from one way, and you all are listening. So assume we have employee info, something like this. I have created a method, and we are calling this find all. Find all. Okay. Then in this one, in this find all, I have a method over here at the rate transaction read only true and public list find all something like this. Correct? You are just trying to tell me like this.
yes.
Okay. So what will happen? So will find all be transactional when get called from get all employee info? This is the question,
No, like
right?
transactional
Hmm.
should be on this get all employee info.
Okay, one second. Let me fix this. We are saying
Instead of 63 lines, copy the 63 line to
okay.
line. Yeah, here. Now.
Okay, so you are saying that acha, got it.
And vice versa. Like I think
Hmm.
we can understand both the cases.
Mm-hmm.
If it is
Okay,
on find all or if it is on get all employee info.
perfect. Okay. So what will happen? So if just consider the first case, okay. Let me consider this first case first, okay. Yeah, like this, okay. So if I say that this is get find all will go, so it is very easy, right? So will find all, again repeating, will find all, this find all be transactional when call from this find all that has already that has get all info employed. Correct? Simple answer is no. Because class has at the rate transactional or method has transactional, internal methods call do not go through Spring proxy. Okay, repeating again, internal method calls do not go through Spring proxy. Why? Because again, AOP, aspect oriented programming says, always remember, if I need to draw it, always remember Spring uses proxy, correct? Spring. We have a Spring concept that we are reading. So Spring uses proxy. So you need to tell answer like this. Spring uses proxy based AOP. Okay, what is the meaning? So only calls that go like this will work. So if you have the controller, it will go to your proxy and then this proxy will call this particular method. Okay, but inside the same class. But if we inside under the same class, inside same class, what will happen? This dot find all. We have this, right? This dot yeah, this, I don't know what is happening with this. It is now this dot find all has some issue. Okay. So what actually happened? So if you call here, if you go over here, what is actually happening? Get employee info is calling this find all, right? So this is a direct call inside the same object. This is a direct call inside the same object. So no new transaction created for find all. Clear? Is this clear? Okay. So now the second thing scenario, you are saying that where yeah, you're saying that this transactional should array, yeah.
So it means
Hmm.
like in this find all, it will not
Hmm.
follow transactional properties,
Yes,
right?
exactly. This
Okay.
get all info won't find this transaction property. Okay.
Okay. Hmm. Okay.
Then second thing, if I give control X and control V over here, now now just you think what will happen. Everyone, have a look. What will happen? Tell me for this case what will happen.
Here, act get all employee info is a transactional, but find all method will behave as a normal method. It will not be the transaction.
Sir,
Okay.
like when we are saying that the method that is get all employee info that will behave as transactional, but the method like find all, it will not behave as transactional. So what does it mean? Like behave as transactional means that every record will not be tracked. Like every that
Exactly.
is
It's not
the
gonna it's escape the things
okay.
of dirty checking. The same technical words, dirty checking. Okay. So what will happen in this case? We have plenty. Okay, we have time. So service transactional. Okay, and this class and transaction we have added on this read only true. That is fine. And we are calling find all inside get employee, and this find all does not have any. That is a simple list. Perfect. So if we have provided the class level annotation, that's the first thing you can observe. We are have providing the class level annotation at the rate transaction. This means any method call from outside starts a transaction. First thing. Second thing is default. The default behavior is read plus write. Right? Where is the class goes? Yeah. Read plus write. Because this is as a service class level annotation we provided. So when get all employee info is called externally, when get info all this one in all info provide externally, and I'm not getting what this is bug or something. Yeah, this called externally, it will begin the transaction. Okay, perfect. Step 2 method level transaction read only equals to true. This will overrides class level configurations. So now this get all employee info. Okay, here info. This method runs in read only transaction that we have already seen it. Now inside a method call we have find all, right? So this is internal call, same class, same transaction thing that I explained earlier. So again, no proxy is used, no new transaction is created, no new at the rate transaction will be applied. Always remember this we are calling, okay, this get all info has a transaction, so it will now skip the dirty checking. Perfect. Find all has a find all method calling from the getting from the repository. Then this is inside the same class transaction will say, okay, this is an internal call. No proxy I'm gonna use. No new transaction is created. No new transaction is applied. So final behavior of find all, it will execute. Okay, public list we have this, right? So it will execute inside same transaction started by get employee information, inherits only read only true from its parent transaction. So final answer, final verdict from a final verdict for this case is yes, it will work. It will still be part of the same transaction. No separate transaction for find all. Clear or not?
Sir, that means find all will do the dirty check because in this case,
Find all will do the dirty check. What do you
uh,
think?
like I understand that because it is an internal call,
Hmm?
so that's why it will not use proxy and it will do the dirty check. But the parent method, like the outer method, that will not because as it is have the transactional read only true, so that
No,
will
no, no, no. Find all will not do the dirty checking in this case. Okay, because what? Does find all do dirty checking? No. Why? Because find all only reads the data, right? Find all will only read the data. This is a select query only. No updates, no modification. Correct? Employee repository dot find all. We don't have to provide anything, right? Dirty
right.
checking only happens when entity is modified. So if I say that employee dot set name, if I'm telling set name, but here is we are not setting anything. When we are disturbing our entity, again repeating in a layman term, when we are disturbing our entity, something in the database was X, now we have modified to Y, Z, then the dirty checking will start. Then Hibernate will compare the original versus current time. So in this case, nothing is modified. Select employees, return list, convert, done. No changes, no dirty checking needed, right? So there is no issue of dirty checking.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so then how should I answer? Like, should I tell like if I have
Which
this
question?
scenario,
Which question you are saying?
like if I have this scenario, like I have transactional on the outer method, but the internal call I don't have transactional annotation. So in this case, the internal method call will also behave like transactional. Uh,
Same transaction. Yes, you will say
okay.
there should, yeah, same transaction will be there. Okay, so you will say that proxy intercept call starts, start transaction read only is true. It will execute get all employee information. Inside it calls find all run in same transaction. It will return the result. Commit transaction will happen. Simple.
Okay.
So if we are not modifying our entity,
Hmm.
then there is it doesn't matter if we put read only equals to true, or if we not put also, right? Should not.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm telling you, right? For told you about this. What I say, a read API example, right? Where
Yeah.
it was failing it. So it's a best use for if we are, even though if you are not do the dirty checking, not modifying. But I was recommend read only equals to true is for the production base. For a small application, it's fine. But larger application, there is a lot more CPU hike or something. We need to check it or stop it. So this we can provide it over our code. Okay, clear till now?
But sorry
Hmm.
to cut. Like as far as I remember, like when I searched on Google
Hmm.
after the interview, so it was saying if we are calling from get all employee info function, if we
Hmm.
have other find all function, then this find all function will not follow the transactional property. It will run as a basic method only.
So what did I explain then?
Right. You said it will follow transactional of
Hmm.
this get employee info.
Yes, proxy. So again, the question you are saying that the same thing, right? If we have the service, we have transactional, we have employee service. Transactional read only true is on the head of get employee information.
Hmm.
There we have created one find all method that is internal call. This find all has nothing. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. This okay. What will happen again? I am telling you. Step one, the class level transaction we have. So then transaction will say, okay, I need to do read plus write operation. Second thing, we put transactional read only equals to true. Okay, this overrides the class level configuration. So this method get all employee information will run in read only transaction. Till now it's clear.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Step three, we have inside method call that is find all. This is internal call inside the same class. So no proxy is used, no new transaction is created, no new transaction is created, no new transactional will applied. So final behavior of find all, it will execute inside the same transaction started by get employee info. It will inherit read only equals to true coming from parent transaction. Till clear?
Okay. So suppose this is not read only true. We are doing some updating user data, employee info. It is a write operation. In that case, how it will behave?
Okay, so you're saying that, tell me the code as because any another one stand. So you are saying
So
that inside
yeah,
this transactional read
if in
only.
the get info, suppose let it be set employee info function. In that we are calling set employee name, and this 65 function will, instead of find all, it will be a function called set employee info.
Employee function. Okay.
Yeah, and now we are calling the repository and mm, updating the user employee details. Okay.
Okay. I mean, assume like inside this employee we have Rahul. We just want to update from Rahul to Aman.
Yes.
Okay.
In
Then
this case, like this second internal call, will it work as a transactional or not?
okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So this transactional read only equals to true is still there on get employee information. So we are calling a set
No,
employee.
no, right, like basic transaction, not read only. We are doing write operation.
No,
So
so
read
what will be the annotation over here? I'm just asking.
at the rate transactional.
Simple at the rate transaction. You are saying
Huh.
that read only should not be there. Correct? This
Yeah.
is the behavior. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what do you think first? You tell me.
Like I think the below function should not be following transactional.
Okay. So
Where we
here what will happen? Correct. I
repository.
mean, good question. Okay. Very good question. So this transaction is there. Let's say like employee name change. Assume like this. Okay. Employee name changed. Name change. Then I will just call this over here, right? And here I'll pass assume name. Okay. And here I'll say string name. Okay. What will happen in this case? So if we have let's set employee function and then we are repo call updating the employee from Rahul, then the first thing, let's go break down this problem. The first thing, transaction means any public method call from outside inside the transaction has read and write. So when we call get all employee information, Spring will begin the transaction. Okay. So here Spring begins the transaction. That's the first thing. This override nothing. So still one transaction will start here because we don't have anything like read only or false. Perfect. Internal call to set employee function. This employee name change has there set employee function. Internal call bypass the proxy. So no new transaction, no separate transaction applied. It will run inside the transaction. Okay. First thing clear. What happened inside set whatever the we have, right? We have this employee. So assume like employee change. So we can set like set employee function. Okay. Assume this is my set employee function and this is the set employee function. Okay. Then the third thing, repo call that we have. So something like we say that employee equals to find by get and set dot set name. What will happen here? So we are in this method. Okay, in this method, if I comment it out, we are doing some of the things like we are finding from the repo, we are updating the Aman from Rahul to Aman. Okay, dirty checking will start because entity is managed by Hibernate inside the transaction. Field is modified. Hibernate detects earlier was Rahul, now it is Aman. So at commit time, it will update employee set name equals to Aman where ID equals to 1. Till now, it is clear to all. Till now, it is clear to all. So if I say final execution flow, get employee information called, Spring proxy starts the transactional, set employee function, call internal tool, did the internal call, employee fetch from the database, name got changed from Rahul to Aman, Hibernate tracks the changes, transactional commits, and it update executed successfully. So again, key result will be, according to my understanding and this code logic, update will happen, dirty checking will happen, only one transaction is used, no separate transaction for set employee function. Clear? Is it clear to all?
No, if it is not separate only, like we are not doing required propagation required new. It is default only. It is same only. So in that case, I think this set employee function should not follow the transaction thing. Like that is what I got from Google.
Can you
Yeah,
write the code
because
over?
it is in the same class and in the same class calls, the proxy will get bypassed.
Yeah,
If we have to work for this, we have to move this logic to the new class, or we can create an object for this class and calls this method by that object only. Then it will work. Otherwise, transactional behavior will not work in scenarios.
yes, same.
No, again repeating. Again telling. Service transaction we have, okay. A public service we have. Transactional we have given. Public void get employee information. We have set employee function, okay. And assume like this, okay. Tell me first the code what you want, what you want over here, okay. Set employee function is there, and assume here we have a repository call. The first thing is repository dot find whatever the Aman we have, right? So here we will call the repo, Second thing is then what will happen after calling the repo? Will update the name, correct? Will update the name, correct? You're saying this? This is a question.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Then you are saying what you said about the new. What did you say about the new? Something you mentioned, right?
He was saying if we create a new object and then we call in that case, I think.
Means if we are calling the same method, if you want to work in a transactional behavior, we can create a new we can create an object with a new keyword like employee service, new employee service, and call that call this internal method set employee function with that object, so that this proxy will so that it will
Okay.
come under the proxy.
No, so you are saying that internally it will be like if we have this employee, okay, employee, let's say EMP equals to employee repository dot find by ID, and dot get, okay, dot get, and then if I setting like EMP dot set name as assume like Aman, correct?
No.
Then
I'm saying like here we have employee service. We are calling this set employee function from the get employee info, right? Here
correct,
we are
correct.
here the call is using directly, which means it is using this internal call. So to call this function, we will create an employee service object in the get employee info function, and from that object reference we will call the employee function, set employee function,
So you are saying that we need to create here this one,
this employee service object, this class
Em-
object.
employee service that we need to call.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm hearing this first time. We need to call. Fine. I need to research on it, but I think so. My logic is correct, but yeah, definitely I'll check on that part. Okay.
Because internal calls proxy will get bypassed, so
That
to
is fine.
work
Proxy is fine.
work with the proxies, we have to either create an object at this level, or we have to inject the same service in the we will create a global we will inject the same service inside that service. Like employee service will have a self object, and we will call the self dot set employee function likewise.
Okay. Just think, understand from my, okay, do not waste time on that. Just telling you, we are mixing, I think, two different ideas here. Transaction proxy behavior and object creation inside a method. Okay. So you are saying that service is there, transaction is there, transaction we have applied over get in all employee information, and we are setting this employee function, correct? Then we have set employee function, this, and we are just doing repo call plus update everything. Now, question is, what if we create a new object inside get employee info and call them, right? This is a question. Then why transaction behavior is not working? Correct?
Yes.
100% sure. What if we create a new object inside get employee info, okay, and call this method? Then why transaction? So the core truth, very important, is if you do this like employee service equals to new employee service, then service dot get all employee information, then transactional will not work. Okay, if you are calling with this service, because the Spring transactional work using a proxy, not the real object. I'm telling you from the first time. Again, not first time, again, that Spring transaction work using a proxy, not the real object. So what Spring actually does, when you use @service, Spring creates proxy wrapper, your real employee service. Correct flow is controller, proxy, transactional logic, real method. But if you create object manually, like new employee service, then there should not be any Spring proxy, no transaction manager attached, there should not be any transactional, completely will be getting loaded. So confusion is, I created a new object inside method, why transaction not working? So because we bypass Spring completely, Spring only manages beam it when it creates. I hope so now it is answered.
Yes, like, but my question was, if this line number 62 we remove, we are not creating any object, we are directly calling set employee function. And for better clarity, also remove the transactional from the class level, because we are already using it on function level. Okay. So so in that case, we have transactional only on get in all info function. Okay. From this we are calling set employee function, and this set employee info function is not having at the rate transactional, only the get all employee info is. So an internal call is happening, and from
Okay.
we are trying to uh, do some
Hmm.
operational
ठीक
operation.
है.
We will
Correct.
repository and set anything on the object employee entity. So in this case, and suppose we are not having transactional on the class level as well. uh,
Okay.
yeah. So in this case what will happen?
Okay. Just write your question with because this class is going on this transactional part. No problem. We'll discuss this. Just please write your question. I'll do on that and then reply on the chat.
We
Okay.
can, yeah,
Over the WhatsApp. Yeah. Because
sure,
we already wasted 45 minutes, right?
sure,
On
sure.
this part. I mean, it's a good thing, but yeah, let's focus on this. Please write your question. Whoever asked this. Okay, Govind is saying that transactional, ठीक है. Read only true. Auto wire this self not method so because method. ठीक है. Please write your question again with the code. Before like once you drop off, I'll just answer this question over the WhatsApp. ठीक है.
Okay, got it.
Okay. ठीक है. Let me remove this. Okay, I think still we are not able to complete it today as well. We have a lot more things. Okay, so this is let's take a 5 minutes break. Okay, then I'll resume it. I'll go quickly over water and then I'll come.
Okay, so shall we continue?
Yes. So yes, I got it. Like whatever I was asking, and
Mhm.
whatever you were saying, it's correct
Okay, okay, no
for my
problem.
scenario. Yeah,
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
yeah.
I mean, main thing is the doubt is cleared, right? That's the important
Yes,
thing.
it's
So it's
correct.
fine.
Correct. Sure.
Okay, fine. This is fine. Okay, so I think so. Again, we are not able to complete this today, but yeah, I'll just give you a glimpse over that. Just bear with me 2 minutes, okay, guys? One second. I'm just getting a call. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay, fine. Let's quickly start now the discussion. So yes, we were discussing on this part transaction. I hope so it was clear to all. Confusion is fine, and it's very good. No problem. This is core coders. We have the search criteria. We'll try to import this. Okay, employer specification. I need to do complete this. Okay. So AI, we inside the AI we have again the three things: AI employer search service, AI getting. So when we were trying to create the employer service, we have a multiple method. It's not possible for me right now to complete line by line, but yes, we can have a discussion over that. So read only, find all is fine. Then again we have this find all paged context. If you want to find with the page, so we are taking page size. So string, then whatever the teams, then inside the sort parts we are gonna split this and sort the directions. Inside this direction we are setting the length. If its length is greater than 1, and if we have something, then either move in ascending or descending, just for sorting the particular page. Simple. Then inside the result we are going to display the specification class. We need to complete it, and inside the repository we need to add a method that is still we need to do it. Okay. Next class, sorry, the next method is your search by criteria. So we are just adding the search mechanism. Simple. You can just add the set the prompt to AI as well. It can give you the employee specification as well. Okay. Just simply write, I need this inside this class. It can give you the sum of the changes you need to do according to your again your architect brain. Find by ID, we have already, like if there is something we found it. Delete, if you want to delete something, then here we are not using transactional. Okay, so it will get deleted. And if we want a page response, we are simply writing a page response. What is First, we will try create a list of this content. We will get the contact from this operator, employee response to list. Then we will try to create a page response like content, what the page number, the size, total elements, and total page. We are creating an employee management system. Service class is almost done. Okay, we are getting some of the errors. So as of now, I'll just comment out the method. I will not remove it. I'll simply comment out it because this is not right now is required. Control X, and I'll give to this part. Okay. Second error we are getting at this part, right? So I'll also do the same thing. Okay, perfect. So now my service class is clean. I'm not getting any error. So service class is completed, guys. Awesome. Perfect. So yeah, let me close this. We are not using this. Okay. Let me close this. Now inside the service, I told you we are creating a chatbot client, right? So what we did, we created a search prompt, we gave everything, and now this is also be completed. So now inside the search by criteria, which I have comment it out. So this time we are not required with this. Okay. So what we can do, we just want this to be get deleted, right? Natural search language response. So can we do one thing? Like we can implement this part later and we can comment this out and return new. Can we do criteria or do we need to create it? Okay, I need to check this part, but don't worry, I will check this part. So what we are doing inside this searching, we are computing this as well. New Java time module is also not important. We need to rebuild it. Perfect. Okay. Then AI greeting service is basically a greeting service. It will just show, say, a warm one-line welcome to this who just joined Code Cadence Spring Boot AI Camp. Keep it under 20 words. If someone will say hi, hello, it is just gonna give my response. AI onboarding service is gonna do some checks. So assume again we are telling the set of instruction, name, role, department. You are an HR assistant at a tech company. Generate a concise onboarding checklist. Then here it will generate all the checklists like name, role, department, team, and it will give to you prompt. Okay, perfect. AI is completed now. It's time for a REST controller. Okay, I don't know if today it is possible to show or not, but yeah, now it's time to create a controller. Okay, no new folder, controller. Perfect. So this controller, we are using @REST controller because every method return value becomes JSON automatically. HTTP method maps to CRUD operation. So if someone will say, what is the difference between controller and REST controller? What you will all say, guys? What is the difference between controller and REST controller?
It will REST controller will return response in JSON.
Okay. And what is controller?
Controller
Yeah,
will give in
Mhm.
HTML view, HTML CSS view as a
Okay.
response.
So yes. So simple. In Spring Boot, both controller and REST controller are used to handle HTTP requests, but they are designed for different responses. Correct. So @controller, if we use, so what it does is usually mainly for MVC. As a technical person, you will say we will use controller for MVC, model view controller applications. Why? Because we need to return a view HTML or a template to the user. It will works with technology like Timeleaf JSPs. Okay, that's the first thing. Important behavior for this. If you say employee, okay, and return employee slash, and if I want to expose any API, I'll say slash employee slash load LOAD employee. Okay, and this I am just saying that return employees. Okay, return employees. So what will happen? Spring treat it as a view name. So inside this, inside the resource static, or we will create inside this template, because Timeleaf is a template engine. So it will not fix inside static, it will go inside template. So now template, if we find employees, so it will say, okay, I need to trigger employees.html. Okay. If you want JSON in @controller, then yes, we need to tag @response body. I hope so you all know about this response body. Correct. Okay. So we were discussing about the controller. So @REST controller. I'm done with this. I will change this from next class. That is for sure. Okay. So at the rate rest at the rate controller, which I explained. Okay, controller is clear. Then what if I want JSON in at the rate controller? At the rate controller. What is the full form of JSON? What is the full form of JSON? Anyone?
JavaScript object notation,
Okay.
something like that.
Correct, correct. So it's a structured way, okay, where I want to parse the things over a structured format. So we call it a Java a script object notation, right? JavaScript object notation, right? This one full form.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So why you are saying JavaScript object notation? Why?
Uh, because of the structure in JavaScript, we used to create a lots of object, and that object structure, it is in a syntax where we have
Mhm.
key value kind of structure. So any text-based document which is in that structure can be called as JSON, like which follows
Exactly.
a text. Yeah.
Exactly. So, a small information. JSON, you all know, JS is coming from its syntax from JavaScript object literal notation. So, origin. If I tell you about the origin, so JSON was created by Crockford. Similarly, for the Java, we say James Gosling, but no. Apart from James Gosling, two developers were already there, which we don't say the name. The first one was Mike Sheridan and Patrick Norton. You can simply do a research. These three developers are the main reason where we have a Java. Similarly, JSON was created by Douglas Crockford. Crockford in 2000 as a lightweight data interchange format. Syntax was very simple: key value pair, array nesting, and how objects are written in the JavaScript. Okay, so this is also identical to the JSON object we were creating. Similarly, here also name Rahul, age 25 we give. So that was a language independent. So even though it's based on the JavaScript, JSON is language independent. Like almost every programming language can parse and generate JSON. So why JS in the name? The format was first described by using JavaScript object notation. That's why they see that okay, we will put it as a JSON. Okay, perfect. So JSON in controller, if you want to write, so we can simply, so if we have assume like get mapping, and if I have, let's say slash employee, okay, then if I say public list of employee something, I don't want to write this, then if I want my JSON in controller, I will simply say response body. Simple. What is the response body? What do you understand by response body? I mean, this is very
Uh,
interview generic
uh,
question.
response body, I think, is when API gets called, right? It evaluates and it returns something which is in the JSON format, right? So that response body, hints that the this method may return JSON, something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So response body, if you annotate it, okay, that's gonna tell Spring, hey, for this get mapping or whatever the mapping you are writing, don't return a view. Simple. Do not return a view. Return the actual data. Return the actual data. Same thing. You need to uh, remember the shortcuts. Don't response body means we are responding to the body format. Means we are not going to return a view. We are going to return the actual data directly, like the return data directly in the HTTP response body. Simple. Response body. Simple. So normally Spring tries to return a view inside the controller, but if I say at the rate response body, then it will say that either I need to respond at JSON, string, XML directly to the client. Clear? Till now it's clear, guys?
Yeah,
Yes.
understood.
Okay. Yes. Then if I say REST controller, so REST controller is somehow same. Okay. So what we need for the REST controller? Anyone? We are using for it is for a developer's perspective. Used for REST APIs, return JSON, XML directly, no view rendering. That's why internally REST controller is the mix of controller plus response body. Okay, this response body plus controller is your REST controller. So this is the beauty of Java. Everything is linked with another one. REST controller. Simple. I hope so you're getting the point, right? So I'll quickly go to our code and we'll try to create a controller. Okay, so for the controller, what we need to do first, we'll try to create a department controller. Department controller. From next class, what I will do, I'll just try to create some of the classes before starting with this. Okay, so that once we join this, so I can only show you the important part or some controller that we need to get covered. Okay. Okay, so I think it should be REST controller because we are doing the backend change. So REST is done. What was the issue? Okay, it should inside the web bind. My bad. Yes. Okay. Then what we need to do quickly, tell me for the department controller. If we have assume like we need to pass the request mapping, correct? So if my request mapping is like a / API, department is there, I would say departments. Department is done. Then we have what really quickly tell me.
Service.
Perfect. Service. Yes. So private final department service. Okay. Then
Constructor.
constructor. So public. Why it is not coming? Is my API reached or what? So public department controller. Then I would say department service. All this, and then this dot equals to service. Perfect. Two things are done. Then a very basic thing we'll try to say post mapping. Now another terms again coming into the picture, post mapping. So post mapping, then we need to see the response status. So I would say response status, and it is coming from the HTTP status. So I say HTTP status dot created. Okay, perfect. Then we need to expose a method. So method will be like public department response, and we are going to create, and after this it will be a request body. Let me complete this, then we can have a discussion on this part as well. Add the valid, then create department request. Okay, this is done. After that, what you will do, you will simply return it. So I will say return department service dot create whatever the request that is coming. That's the first thing. Let me complete another, then I will show you, and we will then end the class. At the rate get mapping. So two things we are just building for this. Okay, post mapping and get mapping. Public list of department response. Department. This is very confusing, man. What was that? I need to fix it. Department response or something, right? Department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. This is a response. I'll fix it. Don't worry. List department response, and then if I want to get all a department, I would say complete the method quickly. Tell me what I need to write. Quickly.
Like department service.
Yeah, return department service dot find all.
Perfect. Find out. Okay. Then let's do a dig research on that. We need to dig on whatever we are trying to write it, and then we can stop the because not worry. Guys, it's fine, right? Our pace is correct, or you want what I say 3 hours class? Or it's fine if we are going like this.
It is fine, like, for me.
What about others? Because see, again, we thought like we will try to complete it, but it didn't happen. Still, we need one class to complete it. So is it fine if we are just going like this pattern is understandable to all?
Yes, sir, it is fine.
Yes, it is understandable. I mean,
Okay.
you want to continue class for 1 more hour? Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
No, from next, I mean, see, 2 hours to 2 hours we have for the boot camp. But
Yes.
if you are okay from next week, we can extend to 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 3 hours. Or it's fine. 2 hours is fine. We can elongate the week. What do you think? 2 hours is fine or 3 hours is fine?
From my side, 3 hours is also fine, but
Okay.
yeah, but it is a collective decision, right?
Correct. Okay. Do not worry. Then what we can do? We can have 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours. But the weeks will be extended. Okay, it's fine, right?
Yes, and I feel maybe we can take a Q&A session kind of a thing, right? Where we
Okay.
just take the question and query from others, and even during the class I have lots of questions, but I don't want to disturb the flow, right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. So what we can do next week on Saturday, we will try to complete this assignment. Okay. Once assignment complete, Sunday I'll share. I mean, after the class, I'll share the zip. You unzip. You try, and if you have questions, Sunday full discussions we can do. Is it fine?
Mm. Yes, from my
Okay.
side.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's fine. We'll do the same thing. Perfect. So let's end this class. We have this thing. We'll discuss it and then we will close it. So if we break this line properly, because every line, whatever we are writing is important. And for your architecture, when it should know what we are writing it. Right now, I have said post mapping. What is post map? Mapping means this will handle all the post requests. So have you heard about REST? Anyone? What is the full form of REST?
Representational state transfer, something like that. I'm not exactly.
It is
Okay.
just a way of communication between microservices.
Okay. What about others? Okay. Bolo, bolo. I'm listening.
Yeah,
So,
so REST supports some I don't know. REST supports some methods.
mm,
Methods, or you can say some states like put, post, get.
mm,
So that is one thing. So REST support those cases.
okay.
Yeah, and REST is a medium of communicating between services, like client to
mm,
server.
mm,
This is the one medium. Yeah, that's it.
okay. Perfect. So REST is one of the important concept. Why are we using post and why are we using put? Those things will come when we think about the REST. So REST is nothing in Spring Boot. We refers while we building web service using the REST. It is architectural style. So it is a design principle. I would say it just a principle. Simple principle. Okay. What is the full form of REST? REST means representational state transfer. REST stands for representational state transfer. Simple. So what happened is just a principle. Now assume, why are we thinking about REST? You have Alexa, okay, and you have your phone, something like that. What happened that once you say Alexa play this, that something like this, you are giving the command. Inside the command it is formulating the NLP queries, checking what songs I want to listen, hitting the backend, your data loading starts, then it is coming back to Alexa. Similarly, if we have the multiple devices, one speaker, like how Apple to laptop, and then how phone to laptop, and then laptop to Apple, how it is working, or Alexa is working. There is a communication gap. Okay, earlier, if my code is written in XML, someone code was written in JSON, we were getting some of the error. Okay, so REST says that inside the Spring Boot, if we are building web services using the REST architecture with the help of Spring Boot, it's gonna design, or we are building a system where something should be common for common for the communication. Simple. So REST stands for representational state transfer, which is an architecture style for designing a networked application. In simple terms, building APIs that communicate over HTTP using standard operation. Simple. Till now, it's clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And because see, REST is coming, but what was the reason why REST came? It is one of the important. Okay. Because older ways of building web applications were too tightly coupled, I would say, and inefficient and hard to scale. So when REST was not there, before REST, many applications were using SOAP. Okay, I would say SOAP. SOAP is again simple object access protocol. Then server rendered web pages, server rendered web pages. That was also there. Then custom protocols. We were creating the custom protocols also. Okay, these had problems. It was very slow. I mean, I used SOAP with XML, and it's one of the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Everything XML is there. You need a proper. If something is broken, it's not gonna give a good input output to debug. Like what was the error? What is the error? No constant. So it was very hard to integrate across different systems. Not ideal for mobile apps, web apps, and microservices. It was tightly coupled client and server. So when REST was introduced, simple, lightweight, stateless. Okay. Second point is it is stateless. Now, again, the new term comes. What is stateless? Anyone?
Like it does not store the request, like whatever data is associated with the request, it does not store that. And if you hit the same request after some time, it does not remember the previous one. Yeah.
Exactly. So again, those who don't know about the stateless, stateful. Okay, there are two patterns. Okay. So stateless and state, if this is the easiest way, I would say just remember stateless is the REST style idea. REST style idea. Waiter with no memory. Okay, assume you went on a date. Okay, then what happened? A waiter who does not remember you, does not remember your previous orders. Every time you call him, you must give full details again. You sit in a restaurant. First request, I want a burger. Waiter goes to kitchen, brings burger. Second request, add fries. Stateless, waiter says, add fries to what? I don't know your previous order. This is stateless. Okay. You must say again, burger plus fries. So every request is independent. So you always send full information, like request one burger, request two burger plus fries, request three burger plus fries plus coke, request four burger, fries, coke, engagement ring. Assume. So what will happen in the REST Spring Boot? Each API call or call contains everything that is needed. So get slash order ID equals to 1. Server does not remember the past call. It will just hit whatever you are getting it. Scalable, simple, used in REST API. I'll share the document as well. Do not worry. Then stateless is clear. Clear? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Then
Yes.
another perfect. Then another thing is stateful. Stateful is very, I would say, traditional session-based system. Okay, we call it as a traditional session-based system. Okay, waiter with memory. Now, stateful is waiter with memory. Now, imagine a waiter who remembers your table, remembers your order history, updates your order step by step. So you sit at table 5. First request says, I want a burger. Waiter says, okay, table 5, burger. Second, add fries. Waiter remembers your table and update. Table 5, burger plus fries. Third request, Coke. The waiter updates table 5, burger, fries, Coke. So now server is gonna remember the previous state. You don't need to repeat everything. So in web system, it will store as session, cookies, server, memory. So session ID ABC123 stored cart idea. So in Amazon or something, we have this login, right? Session management. So this is the actual stateful. So comparison is very simple. Memory, stateless has no memory, stateful has the memory. Request dependency, it has independent, it will depend on the previous. Scalability is very high for the stateless, it is very low. Example, REST API. Stateful, we can give like login session, shopping cart, and analogy means forgetful waiter. Okay, that is stateless because it does not have code, nothing is there. It has stateless. Waiter with no memory. Smart waiter is stateful. Okay, clear?
Yeah, so one quick question. So
Hmm.
when we can say an application is stateless and stateful, and we are using REST in both application, then how we can say, and when we can say that, okay, this application is stateless and other is stateful?
Okay. So in order to understand, again, I said right that stateless every request is like meeting waiter for the first time. Stateful is waiter remembers your for order. So when can we say an application? So assume like an application is based on whatever the server remembers about your past interaction of a client-based request. So when is an application stateless? That's the first point. It means like when server does not store any client session or previous request data. Every request is complete and independent. How to identify? You just simply say that each request contain all required information. Server does not rely on previous request. No session data is stored on server. Any server that can handle any request. We call it as a stateless. Okay. Then, like you say that real world example, just compare. Like you say, get mapping slash user slash one. Authorization is asking bearer token. Even if you call again, server does not rely on previous request history. It just processes the current request. So this is why REST APIs are stateless. Common, you get common stateless says that Spring Boot, microservices. Then when we can say the application is stateful, an application when the server remembers the client data request. Each request depends on the previous interaction, right? Like server stored the session. So you say that I want a burger, so waiter knows you because in cookies, it has stored the information about you. There is some token that is still validating in the backend. So once you say it is just adding on top of the previous request. But for the for the stateless, nothing. Everything is zero. When it delivers and vanish. It delivers and it vanish. Clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, perfect. Then oh my gosh. Okay. The last one is post mapping. I told you like inside this what I say in the rest we have the paradigm to understand. So we have multiple themes. Like in Spring Boot, REST APIs are created. Like get that is gonna read data. Post. Okay, let's continue in the next class. Okay, don't worry. Get just remember post when you want to create a data. We are writing the post. Simple. Okay, so if here this will handle the post request because we want to write a data. We want to do an write operation. So user when creating a new data, sending data to server, we are using this request mapping. Like in earlier, we can write like this as well. If do not get confused like this, I would say request mapping, and then what we can say method equals to request method dot post. Both are same. Okay, we can use both these and this. We can write both. Okay, clear? Both are acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay, it is just for the user convenience sake. Like, okay, why need to write get post something? Just I can simply write post mapping and my work is done. So instead of default responses, here this response status means instead of any default responses, 200 okay, Spring will return 201 created. So that's why we have say HTTP status dot created. Okay. Why will get 201? Because you are creating a new resource. Rest understand say stay user 201. So next class when I'll show you the demo, you will see 200 okay. Without it, if I remove this line, you will get 200 okay. But with this line, you will say 201. It's just a different codes we are trying to say. And we can stop this class. Okay, guys. How was the class
Yes,
today?
Yeah, it was good,
it
sir.
was good. Yeah.
Feel that it is good. The energy is still low, huh?
Yeah, before this class, we have a DSA session. That's
Okay.
why.
Okay. I mean, this class was informative, right? You at least.
Yeah. Yes, yes,
Okay.
definitely, definitely. Even whenever I face any difficulty, or any weird question happens
Mhm.
in my mind, I used to directly search on Chat GPT.
Mhm.
And when even that query doesn't get clear from the Chat GPT, I used to ask with you.
Oh,
So yeah.
no problem. I mean, it's good. And I'll share a form, okay, where you can write the questions as well. So next class, we can discuss those after completing it. But next class, anyhow, we need to complete it, okay? This
Yeah, yeah.
process management, and Friday and the next Sunday, we can have a great discussions over the question.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, folks, then we
Okay.
can wind up the session. Thank you so much for joining. We'll meet next week.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.